What?
Hey.
Fucking the table.
It was kind of a groovy kind of night.
I
I was getting my groove on, man. Woo-hoo! Let's go! Show to nowhere, baby. Welcome, John, Chuck, Mike. Going a little crazy.
Yeah.
Going. Been
Having
there.
some
Yeah,
fun.
I've been there.
So this week on Fucked Up Things That Happen.
This week on fucked up shit.
So I'm driving my truck, right? So I just got done redoing a lot of stuff on the front end, personally, myself.
Yeah, I know you can't yell at the mechanic. Can
I
you?
really can't yell at any freaking body but myself. And so I got it all good to go, and I've been excited. I've been driving. Hell, I drove to my mom's house in Dahlonega, which is a couple hours away. Out the interstate, hitting 70, hitting bumps, and 78 miles an hour. I'm like,
He was
this is
aiming for
great. I was aiming for
potholes.
bumps.
That's why it broke.
Probably. So anyway, it was driving great, and I park it. The next day, I get in it. I go running around. All of a sudden, I hit a little bump, and I'm like, it's feeling a little different all of a sudden. That's kind of weird. And I went up, and I parked, and I went to my doctor and all, and I got out of there, and I left, and I went down. I started going down the road, and I'm running about 40 miles an hour. And I come up to this bridge. I'm coming down the hill, and I come up to this bridge. And it's feeling a little funny, and I'm like, and I want to hit the bridge, kind of see what happens, right? Of course, as soon as I hit the bridge, right, the freaking whole
Death
thing
wobble.
goes into a death wobble. I'm like, holy shit! And right then, nothing. I got no steering. I'm like, oh my god, what? So I start slowing it down. I'm already slowing down because of the death wobble, right? I throw on the emergency flashes. They got a turn lane there at the end, and I started to turn, and it wasn't really turning, but so I'm like this, like really turning, and it's slightly turning that way, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And I was able to coast it over and get it, to the side there.
Good night.
And I'm like, oh my God. And where it was is on a 4-lane busy road. It's got a median. And I'm in the back of the turn lane area, a good ways up to where somebody could still get over and wham. And these cars are flying through 45, 55 miles an hour, probably faster.
Yeah.
And it's scary as shit sitting out there with everybody just nonchalant about what the hell you're doing and
they
doing
don't
what
give
they
a
got to
shit.
do.
And
They don't give a
90%
shit
of them
what
are
you're
probably
doing.
looking at their phone too.
Well, yeah, and I'm sitting there on the side. I got my flashers on, right? And like I said, there's enough room for somebody coming behind me, and it's scaring me. This is when I first pulled over, and I'm thinking, oh, somebody, wham, right? Anyway, a lot of line of cars. It's getting freaky, but anyway, people are getting, and they're like cutting right across the front. I'm like, what the fuck, man? It just, people don't give a shit.
No.
So anyway, I get out of the truck, I walk around, I look underneath, and we're gonna put a picture up. But my track bar, it connects this side of your steering to this side of your steering on trucks. And it turns like this, okay? When you turn your steering wheel. This bolt broke. My track bar is just laying like this on the ground.
That's not good.
I'm like, holy shit. Well, it didn't actually go all the way to the ground. It got caught by the axle, thank God. And so it didn't actually hit the ground because that was a brand new $100 and something track bar, that I just put on there. So track bar is still okay. But so what happened was the bolt on the ball bearing there that it connects to, it's gone. And it's one of those bolts where it goes in and the cotter pin goes in. I said cotter. Anyway, goes in, holds it in. The whole damn thing's just gone. Where the fuck did the bolt go? So anyway, so I get in the truck and I'm like, holy shit. I call my dad. I don't want to tow it because I haven't got a freaking money to have it towed. Like and subscribe. And so I called my dad. I said, hey, come up here. At least park behind me with your flashers on. Also, and take the impact. I'm going to climb under the truck and try to put this thing together to get it home, you know?
Yeah.
So after about 20 minutes, he finally shows up. But in the meantime, I ended up backing it up. And I backed all the way down to where only he could fit, right, at the turn, giving as much possible room for all the idiots to go around. So he gets there, and I'm able to shove it back up there. And well, to do that, you got to have somebody that's turning the wheel, right? And you can get it in there. And I had some wire, and I shoved the wire through the carpet panel, and I kind of did a wrap around. It was some hard wire, so I had to use some channel locks and such to bend it. And I'm like, all right, let's try that. I got about halfway, and I lost it all again. But it was weird, just with that pin in there, like, I'd have to turn this far before it even start to turn, right? Or like this far before it even start to turn. It was freaky as hell. So anyway, so the next thing I had to do, because now that wire I shoved in there, well, when it broke this time, it sheared it off inside there, and it created like, you know, the metal is bent down to where I can't push it through. So I'm under the truck with a hammer and all kind of shit trying to beat this little fucking piece back out so I can shove another one in there to try to get home, right? And this goes on for like an hour. And then my dad comes down and he goes, hey, I got some zip ties. And we'll put this in the show here. But I took a large zip tie, shoved it up in there, zip tied it to a metal bar up above, took the wire I had, the wire is on the picture as well, and I just kind of did a wrap around like a safety extra net in case the zip tie broke. That got me home, dude.
Yeah.
It actually got me home. Now, steering was loose as a goose. I only went 25 miles an hour.
It's not tight right here. Is that where the bolt's missing?
That's where the bolt is missing right there. Yeah, you can actually see the nut is missing below the green thing there on your radio dial.
On your radio dial?
But yeah, zip tie, man. I wish I had more than one. It would have been a lot better of like 2 or 3, but one got there. And look, and this, okay, I took this picture after I got home. The zip tie made it. I probably should have done the zip tie in the first place.
Yeah. Then you would have had to beat it back straight.
Well, I got to replace that stupid ball joint there no matter what.
Yeah.
I already ordered one.
Already ordered it.
The problem is you got to pay $150 to rent the press. And you get it all back, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Everything's ridiculous. So anyway, that was my crazy fucked up thing that happened this week.
So the seat just slammed me in the back.
Oh, I did go to the dermatologist and had the full body scan thing like you had.
Yeah?
That was kind of weird.
Did they slap your underwear like they did me?
No, she was real nice. We were yeah, I didn't mind her touching my feet and all that. So, we were cool.
We were cool. Fucker.
So
I'm trying to track your dinner.
years ago, Justina's boyfriend, his transmission broke out in the cul-de-sac.
Okay.
So I said, listen.
Like fell out or like just
the
broke?
linkage, the little cotter pin broke.
Yeah.
So it just, and he had no transmission. So I was like, this is just to get you home. So I took irrigation wire.
Yeah, absolutely.
I went over like that and just kept going around wrapping it so it couldn't come off. I said, this is just to get you home. So his dad looks underneath, what half-ass mechanic did this? I said, this is just to get you home. This is to get you out of the cul-de-sac, dude. So you don't have to pay a tow bill. I didn't say drive around on it. He was driving around for like 2 weeks.
So I was about to say, it's probably just driving around with it like that.
He's
it's
probably
working.
Like, fuck it, it works.
Fuck it.
I'm going. Chong.
I was just like, what the I told you not to
Do you
just
remember
get
the
home.
Bronco my dad had? That
Yeah.
blue? He's driving in the neighborhood one day and the front tire comes off and phew, just goes on down. He did the holy shit. So we go over there and the bearing's all jacked up. So me and him, we put it back in. We beat it in with like a mini sledge and beat it all back together and put the tire back on everything. It rolled like that for another 2 or 3 years. 4-wheel drive didn't work in that tire. But it rolled like that, and we sold it like that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When your dad sold that, I don't think there was many people expected much out of it.
This is very true.
That
That
thing-
truck was beat up by then, but it was a good truck,
What do you
man.
have? 300,000 miles on that
I don't
damn
know,
thing?
maybe it was. Yeah,
I mean, he abused
it was
that
a
thing.
comfy ride.
He drove.
Like it just had the big cushy kind of seats in it.
Yeah,
the
it was,
big cloth
it was the
seats.
Bronco too, wasn't it? The small one?
Yeah,
yeah.
the small one.
Yeah, Chad had one. It was Ashley's grandmother's or grandfather, something like that.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he had it over there. And when I had the, what was that? The truck?
Oh, your little Toyota truck?
Yeah, it was the Toyota truck. So
Yeah.
when I would power brake the Toyota truck, just one tire.
There's a reason he doesn't have the Toyota truck anymore.
There was just one tire that would spin. And it was the most pathetic burnout you'd ever seen in your life. Every time I did it. And I did it just because me and Chad had a little battle where I'd pull up in front of his house
Uh-huh.
and I'd lay drag all the way in front of his house and then pull into my driveway. So he got his Bronco out and he'd come down in front of my house and do the same thing. And there's just these shitty little fucking marks. It looked like a bicycle's burning a tire going up.
Because it is Brian and your Toyota. It's
Yeah.
just these two little
Yeah, it was just shit.
one tire both.
Yeah. It was
Who's
just
in a
shitty.
motorcycle back here
Yeah.
doing?
Who's burning out?
Or remember that day the cop came up right when we got done doing it in my car?
That's hilarious.
Smoke still coming. We were in the driveway though, but
Yeah.
smoke still in the air, and the cop's like, "How you guys doing?"
Doing good.
Doing good.
Private property. Fuck off.
And he's
Exactly,
like,
man.
"I was wondering
Shit.
where all the cars went down this road." He goes, "I know where. Chad's house is over here."
That's the cops at?
Yeah, he got out, talked to Chad about his car.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. when
He
had
wasn't being a dick. He was
Yeah,
actually
He come by a couple times, and I swear to God, not long ago, I saw a cop come up and go real slow in front of Chad's house, and then keep going. And I don't know if that's because the new guy smokes a lot of skanky shit, weed, and the neighbors are probably pissed because they're
They
like,
can
"Dude,
really
it smells
smell
like
it."
garbage, man. What are you doing?"
Come on, man. Get rid of that dirt weed.
Yeah. So did you see now that the speaker got rejected?
Oh yeah.
The
yeah.
new one, the interim that they put in.
Yeah.
He, I didn't even know Pelosi still had a fucking office.
So
yeah, she got kicked out of that secret
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
well, here's the kicker. I read a
And
story
she's
on it.
pissed.
She was still in her big, cushy, badass, nice
Speaker of the House
office,
office.
Speaker of the House office that she was in before because McCarthy never kicked her out. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why is she hanging out in D.C. still? She lives.
I think she's still like a part
Dude,
of
her
the
husband's
Congress.
gay.
She's still the representative for that district in California.
Her husband's gay. So
she
what
said
is
she's going to run again.
So, yeah.
No, she ain't gonna make it.
Oh, she'll win. They've got it rigged out there.
Oh yeah. I mean, there ain't no way. If you were part of San Francisco and you just, I'm sure you've seen the videos on San Francisco.
Google her district and look at it. It's-
Yeah.
Yeah, but they voted her in all these years.
Oh, her house is nice. Not around her house isn't nice. It's kind of like Elvis's house in Memphis. All around it's ghetto, but it's real nice at the house.
Yeah.
Done a lot of irrigation.
Oh, and they got a
repair like
big
that.
wall and fence around it.
Yeah, and the.
Oh, and guess what? So does Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah,
She's
it's
against walls.
the whole thing is fucked up. But you see where somebody was throwing Trump's name in the ring for speaker.
Yes,
Yeah.
And he
Yes.
said, "I'll do anything to help the American people."
that's it.
And you know what's funny? If he gets in, he could probably make all these court cases and everything go away.
Oh, you probably could. Well, you can't gag order out of Speaker of the House. So
No.
that's, that'd be one thing.
Yeah. A lot of the shit.
But they.
And then he could start coming after everybody. All of a sudden, lawsuits are going to slow down and stop.
He
Yep.
endorsed Jim Jordan, and that's who I would
Dude, I
love.
hope. Yeah, that guy's a
for-
fucking animal.
Yes,
Cut him
he's
loose.
a fighter,
Yep.
and he's not gonna let anybody pull any bullshit.
He's not going to let anybody get
So-
anything over on him either.
Right.
He's like, nah.
Thank you.
I don't fucking think so. I'm not going bald and doing a fucking comb over for
Well,
fucking nothing.
My cousin pointed
It's
out
here?
something to
No.
me about a shirt
On the way.
McCarthy was wearing when he went to Hawaii to see the fire damage and Maui. And apparently the shirt he was wearing, the emblem, is part of a club. And this particular club is like the elitist club with the Democrats and Republicans that are the the shitholes that want to keep destroying this country and status quo so they can have power and money and all that.
Right.
Anyway, he's part of all that. So he was never really like he was still part of the problem. He was still he's a drain the swamp guy. We need him gone.
Right.
We need the Mitch McConnells of the world gone.
Oh,
We need all of them gone that sit there like this and go.
gone. We need these career politicians that have made this country worse and worse and worse and worse and keep freaking getting elected. I don't know how the fuck that happens. They all need term limits and be done.
I agree.
They don't
And they
need to
should-
be 30 years in
No,
Congress.
they
I
should
was
be-
in Congress for 45 years, and you know what? Their country went to shit. Right? I
Yeah.
mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
very weird.
Let's make this a shorty short because it's about to be here.
Oh,
And,
food's on the way.
Yeah, food's on the way.
So anyway, if you like
hungry.
it, subscribe. If you didn't,
Go walk your fucking dog.
Yeah.
you gotta pee. I gotta pee.